Did you know that more than half of the average American's diet comes from ultra-processed foods? It's a staggering figure, one that, honestly, forces us to confront the realities of our modern food system. Hi, I'm Thuvia, and this isn't just a random number I pulled from the ether. It's a key finding from a startling new report by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC. This report dives deep into what we, as a nation, are actually eating, and the picture it paints is, frankly, a little concerning. The data, collected over nearly 2 decades, shows a slight dip in our consumption of these foods, but they still represent a massive portion of our daily calories. These aren't just empty calories we're talking about. Ultra-processed foods are increasingly being linked by a growing body of scientific evidence to a host of serious health problems. So, what exactly are these foods that have so quietly taken over our plates and pantries? The CDC report doesn't just give us the big picture, it breaks down the specific categories of ultra-processed foods that Americans are consuming the most. Today, we're going to unpack those findings. We'll look at the top 5 sources of ultra-processed calories in the American diet, from the seemingly innocent to the obviously indulgent. Alright, let's start with the #1 contributor to ultra-processed calories for both kids and adults in the United States. And you might find this surprising, because it's a food often perceived as a simple, even wholesome lunch option. I'm talking about sandwiches. According to the CDC's analysis, ready-to-eat or heat-and-eat sandwiches are the single largest source, making up about 8% for adults and a staggering 9% for children and adolescents. Now you might be thinking, a sandwich? How can a sandwich be ultra-processed? The primary culprit here is often what's layered in between, the processed deli meats. Sliced turkey, ham, roast beef, and other cold cuts are frequently classified as processed meats, a category that the World Health Organization has flagged as a Group 1 carcinogen, placing it in the same category as tobacco and asbestos in terms of its link to colorectal cancer. These meats are often cured, salted, smoked, or preserved with chemical additives like nitrates and nitrites, which can form carcinogenic compounds in the body. The processing doesn't stop with the meat either. Think about the condiments. Mayonnaise, for example, is often made with highly refined oils, sugars, and a list of stabilizers and emulsifiers to keep it shelf-stable. These ingredients are hallmarks of ultra-processing, designed for long shelf life and hyperpalatability, meaning they're engineered to be irresistibly tasty, which can lead to overconsumption. It's a complex issue because sandwiches are so deeply embedded in our culture. They are the food of school lunches, office breaks, and road trips. They are, in many ways, a symbol of American efficiency. But the CDC report forces us to look inside the bread and question what we're really eating. It's not about demonizing sandwiches entirely, but about fostering an awareness of the components that make them up. Moving down the list, we come to the second largest contributor, a category that will surprise absolutely no one, but is no less concerning for its predictability. I'm talking about sweet bakery products. These items are a significant source of ultra-processed calories across the board, but they play a particularly prominent role in the diets of children and adolescents. The allure of these products is obvious. They are engineered for maximum pleasure. The combination of refined flour, immense amounts of sugar or high-fructose corn syrup, and unhealthy fats like hydrogenated oils creates a trifecta of hyperpalatability. When we talk about ultra-processing in this category, we're looking at a long list of industrial ingredients. These aren't the cakes your grandmother made from scratch. The nutritional profile of these foods is, to put it mildly, bleak. They are calorically dense but nutrient poor. They offer a quick spike in blood sugar, followed by an inevitable crash, contributing to cycles of hunger and cravings. This roller coaster effect is particularly disruptive for children, impacting their energy levels, concentration, and mood. Over time, a diet high in these sugary products is a major driver of weight gain, insulin resistance, and an increased risk for developing type 2 diabetes. The cultural placement of these foods also plays a huge role. They are foods of celebration, birthdays, holidays, special treats, but their availability has exploded beyond special occasions. Donuts are a breakfast food, cookies are an everyday snack, and cupcakes are a common school day treat. Their constant presence normalizes the consumption of high-sugar, high-fat, ultra-processed items as a daily staple rather than an occasional indulgence. Let's pivot from the sweet to the salty. Our third category is the vast and crunchy world of savory snacks. I'm talking about potato chips, corn chips, pretzels, cheese puffs, and all their various permutations. These are the undisputed kings of the snack aisle, and their popularity makes them a major contributor to our ultra-processed calorie intake. The ultra-processing happens at every stage. The potatoes or corn are often stripped of their fiber and nutrients, pulverized, and then extruded into uniform shapes. This process is what gives them that consistent, almost unnaturally perfect texture. But the real magic of ultra-processing in this category lies in the flavor. Food scientists, or flavorists, work meticulously to create flavor profiles that are irresistible. This is the science of vanishing caloric density, where the snack melts in your mouth so quickly that your brain doesn't fully register the calories you're consuming. Take a look at the ingredient list on a bag of flavored potato chips. You'll find things like maltodextrin, disodium inosinate, and disodium guanylate. These are not ingredients you cook with. They are flavor enhancers designed to make the product hyper-palatable. Beyond the flavorings, these snacks are often loaded with sodium. A diet high in sodium is a well-established risk factor for high blood pressure. When starchy foods like potatoes are fried at high temperatures, a chemical called acrylamide can form, which is classified as a probable human carcinogen. The convenience and portability of these snacks are key to their dominance. They are everywhere, and their presence makes them an easy, thoughtless choice. This ubiquity is a core feature of our modern obesogenic environment, an environment that promotes weight gain and poor health. The economic factor is also crucial. A large bag of potato chips is often cheaper, calorie for calorie, than fresh produce like apples or carrots. This creates a difficult situation where the most affordable and accessible options are also the least healthy. Next on our tour of America's ultra-processed diet is a category that flows through the veins of our food culture: sweetened beverages. This includes sodas, fruit-flavored drinks, sports drinks, and sweetened teas and coffees. The defining characteristic of these beverages is their sugar content. A single 12-ounce can of cola can contain around 39 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to about 10 teaspoons. That's more than the American Heart Association's recommended daily limit, all consumed in a few minutes from a single drink. What makes liquid sugar particularly problematic is how our bodies process it. When you drink your sugar, it's rapidly absorbed into your bloodstream, causing a massive spike in blood sugar and insulin. This rapid influx overwhelms the system. Your liver works overtime to convert excess sugar into fat, some of which is stored in the liver itself, contributing to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Unlike solid food, liquid calories don't provide satiety or fullness. You can drink hundreds of calories from a sugary beverage and still feel hungry, leading you to consume more calories throughout the day. Beyond the sugar, these drinks are textbook examples of ultra-processing. They contain artificial colors like caramel color 4, which contains a potential carcinogen called 4-MeI. There are acids like phosphoric acid, which gives soda its bite but may lower bone density. The ubiquity of these drinks is core to the problem. They're sold in vending machines, at fast food restaurants, in schools, and at nearly every checkout counter. This constant availability normalizes their consumption. The good news, according to the CDC report, is that consumption has actually decreased over 2 decades. This is due to public awareness, soda taxes, and health risk campaigns. This shows public health efforts can work. However, despite this decline, these drinks still represent a huge source of empty, ultra-processed calories, harming public health. While we've made some progress, sweetened beverages remain a cornerstone of the ultra-processed American diet and a powerful driver of chronic diseases. Our final category might be the most insidious because it involves a food that is a staple in diets around the world, a food often synonymous with sustenance itself: bread. Along with its relatives, rolls, and tortillas, this category represents a significant source of ultra-processed calories. Not all bread is ultra-processed, of course. A simple loaf made from flour, water, salt, and yeast is a minimally processed food. But the soft, squishy, perfectly uniform loaves that line supermarket shelves are a different story. These products are often classified as ultra-processed due to the addition of a wide array of industrial ingredients designed to modify texture, extend shelf life, and speed up the production process. Beyond the basics, you'll find things like dough conditioners, emulsifiers, and preservatives. The refining process itself is a key issue. Most mass-market bread is made from refined white flour, where the bran and germ of the wheat kernel have been stripped away. This removes the vast majority of the fiber, B vitamins, and healthy fats, leaving behind a simple starch. This lack of fiber means the bread is digested quickly, leading to a faster spike in blood sugar, similar to other refined carbohydrates. These additives serve the manufacturer, not the consumer. This infiltration of ultra-processing into our staple grains is problematic because these are foods we consume frequently, often daily. When your daily bread is an ultra-processed product, it contributes a steady, low-level stream of industrial additives and refined carbohydrates to your diet. This category forces us to be more discerning consumers. It means we have to become ingredient list detectives. It's about looking past the marketing claims on the front of the package and turning the bag over to see what's actually inside. The challenge is that these ultra-processed breads are often the most affordable and widely available options. Once again, the food environment makes the ultra-processed choice the easiest choice, creating a barrier to healthier eating for many people. So, what does this all mean? We've journeyed through the top 5 sources of ultra-processed calories in the American diet, from sandwiches and sweet treats to salty snacks, sugary drinks, and even our daily bread. The key takeaway from this deep dive into the CDC's report is both a warning and a glimmer of hope. While Americans are eating slightly less ultra-processed food than they were 20 years ago, which is a positive trend, these foods still make up the majority of our diet. The purpose of this isn't to induce guilt or to demand a perfect unprocessed diet, which is unrealistic for most of us. The goal is to foster awareness. It's about empowering you with the knowledge to look at a food label and understand what you're really putting into your body. By recognizing the hallmarks of ultra-processing, we can begin to make more mindful choices. It's about considering whether you can swap the deli meat for leftover roasted chicken, or choose water over soda, or grab an apple instead of a bag of chips. Small, consistent changes can have a profound impact over time. This is a conversation that needs to continue. We shape the food environment with our choices, and by demanding better options, we can create change. Let us know in the comments how you try to avoid ultra-processed foods, or what your biggest challenges are. Your strategies and stories can help others on their own health journeys. And if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more health updates and deep dives into the science that affects us all.